Pasa el tiempo y yo sigo a...
So it's been 2 years now. It's been 2 years now since I made the move to Miami. A lot of sacrifice, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And this video is dedicated to y'all. This is for all of you guys to show you guys that anything is possible. I mean, 25 was a crazy year. It was a crazy year. I mean, a lot of, like I said, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of risk. I mean, I came down here from I came here from a small city, very small town called Reading, Pennsylvania. To think about 2 years ago, of all the things that I'm doing now, I would have never believed it. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like it's crazy to me. Like it's just crazy. I mean, when I first moved here, it's crazy because I actually have a video. I have a video of me and my son, literally me hugging him the day before I moved here. Like, and mind you, when I first moved here, I came down, the first time I came down was for my birthday. Second time I came down was to look at an apartment. I had never been down here before. Third time I came down was on a train, and I didn't have no family, I didn't have no friends. It was more of like, yo, like I'm gonna chase my dreams, you know what I mean? My son was moving to Orlando, and I wanted to be closer to him. And, you know, long story short, I ended up getting a ticket to hop on a train. So I went to Virginia, came down on the train, and I landed in Orlando, drove down here to Miami. I actually lived in Pompano at first when I first moved here, and this is when I was 24. When I first moved down here, I used to drive down to Miami all the time. Like, I used to drive down to Miami like 2-3 times a day. Like, I'm talking about in the morning to come get a cut, and it was like a 40-minute drive. Like, from Pompano to Miami is like, it takes a while, and then with traffic, you know how it is. Like, when I would come down later on in the afternoon, it would be for like music videos, and then at night, I would go out with the guys. So this is how I used to build my relationships. When I first got here though, when I first went to live, I used to pay the security guards. So I used to pay the security guards $100 each. I used to go there by myself, and the first 2 times was with French Montana and then with Rich Music. But it's crazy, bro, because to think about it, when I first used to go there, like when I first went there to link up with Rich Music and with Setch, I would have never knew a year and a half later I would be like this with Setch or with like anybody else, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And bro, when I first came here, I did that. I paid the security guards just to build, relationships. And then, you know, I started getting my feet wet, I started connecting with people here and there. And 24 really it really set the base. When I turned 25 was when I moved down here in Miami. Like I said, I was living in Pompano for like 6 months, and I cut my lease to move down here. And literally when I turned 25, like 25 was the year. 25 it's been crazy for me. I'm talking about, I had Bad Bunny wear my brand in the music video. I had Little Baby come out on pay-per-view Showtime wearing my fitted. I mean, free marketing, you know what I mean? Like, people pay millions of dollars for that, and like he did that off the strength, like, yo, like, I'm gonna support this kid, you know what I mean? And him not even knowing, like, yo, like, you could have worn designer, you could have worn this, you could have worn that, but he wore my hat, you know? And if you see on the side of the hat, it says vision, you know what I mean? Like, that's what the brand is all about, just staying true to your vision and just knowing that if you have a vision and you're focused, that anything is possible, you know what I mean? Not only that, I had, like I said, the Bad Bunny, he wore it in a music video, Setch wore it in a music video. But one of the things though, because everybody sees that I've made all these moves, but it's been like, people haven't been able to see like the mental aspect, you know what I mean? Like, what really goes on behind the scenes. Like, bro, 25 for me, I made the biggest moves ever, like stuff I would have never even thought of, bro. And now I'm boys, I have contacts, like I talk to people, like it's crazy. All these celebrities, all these artists, I would have never thought, like I would have never thought I would have been friends with them. I would have never thought back in August when Nango Flow hit me up in a DM and was like, yo, I need a hat. Mind you, he came across my ad. He came across my ad through my brand page. And literally from that, he hit me up. I was in Reading. He was like, yo, I need a hat. I was like, yo, I got you. As soon as I get back, boom. One thing led to another. After I met Nango, I went to his crib, took him my hat. Boom, I met Faruko. Nango called me at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was sleeping. He's blowing up my phone. And he's like, yo, ven pa mi casa, Faru está aquí, trae par de gorra. Boom, so I come here to the office, I go straight over there, take him a bunch of hats. After that, honestly, like that opened up a lot of doors for me. Like 25, like Nango, like he like started it all for me, to be completely honest. One of the realest dudes ever. Him, Arcangel opened up a lot of doors for me too. But Nango, like, bro, like it's crazy. You never know who you'll meet, and like all it takes is one thing, and like that's it. You're out of here. Like the little baby thing that happened, that was all Nango. Like I said, he told me, he was like, yo, like when we shoot the music video, you're gonna come with me to Atlanta to give him a hat or whatever. I'm like, yo, like I'm down, let's go. So then randomly out of nowhere, he ended up calling me, and I ended up calling my artist Ganzi at the time, and we go literally fucking Nego calls me, so then I call Ganzi, my artist. So for those of you that don't know, like I signed my first artist this year as well. He goes by the name of Ganzi, if you don't know. We got 3 records out right now. We got bands, we got Doing a Lot, we got Banco Vidal. And that was another thing too this year that was just crazy for me. Like, just, you know, I came across his music and I was just super passionate about it, and I was just like, yo, like I want to help this kid out, you know what I mean, as much as I can. And, you know, after building the relationship with Nango, you know, long story short, we ended up doing a record with him. So that ended up happening, and just 25 was a just crazy year. Like just a lot of things unexpectedly, a lot of just random hit ups like, yo, come bring this person a hat, bring this person a hat. But like I said, 25 for me was hard mentally, because it was a lot of just like not having my family near me, you know what I mean? Like not having my family, not having my son, just feeling alone. And honestly, like I do still feel like that till this day, but I'm so focused on what I gotta do, like just so focused on my vision and just where I'm headed, that like, even though I'm emotional, like a lot of times, like when people don't see it, like that's what drives me, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you gotta, to get to where you wanna get to, like you gotta take risks, you know what I mean? Like one thing I learned from Kobe Bryant's trainer, it's crazy because I came across one of his videos. He did an interview with somebody, and he was speaking about how when he used to train not Kobe, he trained Michael Jordan. He did train Kobe as well, but when he was training Michael, he was speaking on the one time he was telling his daughter like, oh, daddy has to go to work. And his daughter was like, oh, like daddy, or like, why you always gotta go to work? And he's like, oh, because daddy has to put food on the table for you. And then she was like, oh, but daddy, what if I eat less? Will you stay home more? That when I heard that, like, and I literally, that was a trailer for the video. I watched the whole video, and like, bro, like that motivated the heck out of me. Like that right there was like, all right, bet, like, yo, like I gotta make this sacrifice. I gotta do what I gotta do, because all this time that I'm sacrificing is gonna pay off one day. You know what I mean? Like, and eventually he ended up, when his daughter got older, they had a conversation. He told her like, yo, like, I'm sorry I wasn't there. And she was like, yo, like, I understand. Like, you had to do what you had to do to show me, like, this is what hard work, this is where it will get you. You know what I mean? So I feel like I said, bro, 25 was just a year of just balance, a lot of learning, you know what I mean? Like just growing with a team, you know, that's something that was also very new to me. You know, I mean, before I used to do everything by myself, and now as I grow more and more, like the more you grow with the people around you, the bigger you just become, you know? And I'm excited, man. I'm excited for what 26 is gonna bring. I mean, when I had turned 25, I was actually on a yacht. I was on a yacht with, this was the first time ever I was on a yacht with like my family. My family has never been on a boat before, like where we grew up, like there's no boats and ocean and this or that. And bro, like last year when I was 25, just being able to do that was an amazing feeling. I had my mom, my dad, my sister, my son. And at that time, I remember when I was on the boat, I'm like, damn, like what's gonna happen this year? What's gonna happen at 25? Like, just what's gonna come? But one thing I knew was just to keep going. Don't stop, because you never know. You never know. You might wake up to a random DM, and that might be the one. You might wake up to anything at all, whether it's a DM, a phone call, a text. It could literally change your life. Like you could wake up and you just won't know what happened. You know what I mean? Like the little baby thing that happened, bro, that was random. I was with my girlfriend. We were looking at the sunset. This was like 11:30 at nighttime, and we was just chilling. And my best friend Moses calls me up, and he calls me up on FaceTime, and I'm like, yo, why is this dude calling me so late? So literally when he calls me, he flips the camera around, then boom, I seen Lil Baby on fucking TV wearing my hat. I'm like, holy shit, like bro, this is crazy. And literally like the moment after that, my phone was just like flooded, bro. It was like crazy. DMs, phone calls, people that I didn't even I wouldn't even speak to that I've connected with, just random phone calls like, yo, I just seen this, da 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 da. Like that was crazy. But I'd say the biggest thing for me that happened this year was doing a song with Nango Flow. I mean, like I said, this all started with clothing, you know, and I'm still doing the clothing. Just the fact that I was able to do a song with a major Latin artist with my artist it's crazy. Like, you know how many people in this world just wish they had that opportunity or that chance, you know what I mean? And the fact that we were able to do it and the way we did it too, like, is just mind blowing. And I could only imagine what's gonna come next. I could just, I mean, then again, I can't even imagine because shit just happens. You know, you just don't know. One thing is things don't ever go as planned. The best things always happen unexpectedly. You know what I mean? So it's been crazy. I mean, the thing that keeps me focused on the time is just looking at my phone and looking at my son. Like that's my drive, bro. Like I don't care about like nothing else. Like my son, the people around me, the shit that we're growing, and that's it. Like that's it. Just knowing that I have to make the most out of my time. You know what I mean? Like I have to make the most out of what I'm doing. That's why like when people ask me if I chill or do this or watch TV, I don't have time for none of that. I have to make the most out of my time now so that when that time does come up, when we've all blown up and everything is going crazy, and I have that time with my son and he knows and he sees everything, he knows like, yo, it was because of all this sacrifice, you know? So, I mean, it's my son just, you know, making the most out of my time. That's my purpose. That's my why. So that's what really keeps me motivated. You know, one of the things that I really want people to know, you know, with everything that I've been able to do this past year and everything that I've been able to accomplish is just know, like, you know, whether you live in a small city, whether you live in a big city. I mean, if you live in a big city, you got the opportunities. Like you have everything around you. Like if you live in New York, Miami, like, yo, build relationships, build connections because everything's around you. If you live in a small city and you don't have like, if you don't got no inspiration, you don't have like any type of motivation around you, like just know that anything is possible. I came from a small city. I'm not, at the end of the day, I'm never gonna talk bad on my city because my city is what made me and my city is gonna come with me wherever I go. But just know, man, that anything is possible and it doesn't matter where you live at all. Like if you're focused and you're just focused on, like I said, on your vision, on your dream and whatever it is you wanna do, just know like the shit is possible because what I've been able to do in the past 2, 3, 4, 5 years, like that's because of the drive, just the focus and really the mentality and just not playing games because at the end of the day, we only live once. You know what I mean? Like it's sad to say, but we're all gonna pass away at one point. So, you know, just make sure you're taking risks, you're taking sacrifices. Don't limit yourself. Don't feel like, oh, because I can't pay this amount or I can't live here because it's gonna cost this much. Like don't come up with that excuse because you're coming up with that excuse for yourself. Not only that, you're also coming up with an excuse for the people around you, for your kids, and you're not chasing what it is you really want to do. Like you are your biggest critique and you will stop yourself from whatever it is you want to do. Like, and you can't overthink stuff either. Like you got to be a doer. Like that's one of the biggest things for me. You're either going to be a doer or you're going to be a thinker. You're going to be a person who complains about everything or you're going to be the person that just does it and figure it out. You know, like this past year with starting the record label, and you know, we've been learning a lot of new things. Like it's a new industry for me. You know what I mean? But one of the most important things is just realizing that you need to surround yourself around people like that. Like whatever field it is you want to be in, you need to surround yourself around the best of the best, because that's the only way you're going to become the best. And like I said, man, just taking sacrifices, taking risk. That's what I've been doing all year. All 25 was all sacrifice, all risk, learning new things, being a sponge. And another thing too is not having an ego, just being open. You know what I mean? When you do good, you get good. Like I'm a forever run by that, and that's why good things just keep happening to me. So, you know, I would like, you know, I would like to end it off with this. 26 is gonna be a crazy fucking year. 26, there's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna happen. And I say this because I know, I feel it, I see it all before it happens. I felt the same way when I was 25. And at 25, I did some shit. 26 is gonna be even crazier. The 26, we're gonna reach new levels. Everybody around me is gonna level up, because at the end of the day, like, this is a we thing. You know what I mean? There's never I, it's always we. Like, everybody that's around me, we're all gonna grow together. Like nothing, and believe me, nothing's gonna stop that train. You know, nothing's gonna stop me, and nothing's gonna stop anybody that's around me, because we're gonna keep going. So just 26 is gonna be a crazy year. And at the same time, like, you know, another thing too is a lot of people like to plan stuff out. They like to plan like, oh, like where are you gonna be at in 6 months, a year? You never know where you're gonna be at in 6 months or a year. You need to focus on the days you have in front of you and the days you have ahead of you. Like today, I gotta focus on today. You know, then I gotta plan out for tomorrow. But at the same time, it's like things happen unexpectedly, so you never know. So just continually to keep building the brand, keep building the record label, the clothing, build the teams, and like I said, just make the most out of my time until, you know, shit blows up. And really just, like I've said before, I'm coming for a P. Diddy spot. I mean, P. Diddy did it with the clothing. P. Diddy did it with the music. I feel like I could do the same thing. I know I could do the same thing. There's no difference between me and him. It's just time. That's all it is. But the shit is I'm gonna do it on the Spanish and the English level. So, like I said, for all of you that are watching this, like I said, don't be afraid to take sacrifice, take risk, like, and just be aware of the conversations you have with the people around you, because conversations are super important, because that's what you take in. So you want to be talking about the right things. You don't want to be talking about the nonsense or the bullshit, or just talking about like regular shit, you know, like just the conversations you should have with your people about moving forward and progressing. If it's not about that, those are not the people you want around you. So, like I said, thank you everybody for all the support. At 25 was a hell of a year, but 26 is gonna be crazier. So I would like to leave it off at that. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Jonathan Cintron. I'm the owner of VISONARE, VISONARE Apparel, VISONARE Records. I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm a brother. I'm a best friend to many. I don't know what else, Gonzi, what else can you say? We got Gonzi here. We all bosses. He likes to say you're the boss, but we all bosses at the end of the day. So, like I said, we all leveling up. I'm excited for 26. It's gonna be a crazy year.